welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah.
How's St.Maarten treating you today?
Pan go down and she wine on the titty.
Okay.
Pan go round. I ready to work and I ready to work.
Are you ready? Yeah. What's going on, my brother? Welcome back to the island, SXM. How's everything?
The weather is bright.
The
weather ain't hot, you know. The weather bright. I step off the island and I feel like a diamond. The place shining.
To squint your eyes.
Nice. The weather is nice. I say to the man, I say, "Oh, again some good weather." He say, "Well, boy, one day up, one day down." Which she say, "You might get rain tomorrow." I say, "Even better."
Wet fat.
The wetter, the better.
That's what she said.
No kind of weather don't stop celebrations the way we do in shows these days. You know, we're always ready. But it's good to jump in the island and see the vibration looking nice. The place look good. And I feel good to be back. Yeah, man.
Well, it's good to have you back, the king of Soca.
Especially with that kind of welcome. Outcast just mixed down and scratched down and yeah, we looking good.
That's why he the best, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, the king of Soca, you have a problem with that? Them calling you the king of Soca?
No, not at all. I mean, you know, it's like a Buddhist say, you know, you're a Buddhist when you practice Buddhism. Any gift you offer, they accept. And, you know, that's like life. You know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can. But most importantly, the wisdom to know the difference.
True that.
So acceptance is key. You accept the day as it comes. You accept everybody as they are. You accept what come to you because the universe working in your favor. Sometimes it might look like trouble, but hey, it's probably a lesson. You know what I mean? And especially when you're dealing with the creator and creation, it is all divine.
Everything happens for a reason.
It's all magnificent. So, you know, if the people say that, you know, for me, I think it's just about living up to that experience or living up to that honor. And, you know, I don't think that there is one king of Soca. There's many kings of Soca that passed through. People like Lord Kitchener, the Mighty Sparrow, they were also the king of Calypso, but they were kings of Soca. Rashoti, king of Soca. Maestro, king of Soca. Super Blue, king of Soca. Calypso Rose, king of Soca, queen. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just about, you know, I don't see life as my life. I feel it have one life.
So you're just enjoying the rain, basically, as a kid.
There is one life, and I could talk about it in my experience. So this is just my part of my, like I related. This is my leg that I run in. On top of the shoulders of, you know, Usain Bolt, Asafa Power, you know. The ones who was running in front now, like the Mighty Sparrow running. So
you run a long leg though. I mean, you're not getting tired.
Well, this is more like a marathon. This is not 400. This is not 400. I run it in the long distance. And that again too is, you know, what is the essence of Machel Montano, the thing I like to share with people, you know, because you always have to be willing to walk away from wherever you are. You'll have to be like a snake. You're molting, you walk out your skin and you leave it and you have a brand new skin. And the beauty of me is I love to embrace the new generations. I love to embrace youngsters. I'm not trying to hold on to my reign. I really trying to learn from the youths, learn from wherever the action is. If the action in bouillon music, I up by bouillon. If the action in dennery music, I don't mind dennery learning. You know, if the action is in jab music, I dare. I always, everywhere where the action is learning, and then I become a student. And then by becoming a student, you know, you keep living more lives. It's like a cat, you have 9 lives because you're living new all the time. So it's about, you know, and with that I will bring a little bit of my experience. So my philosophy is tradition on the left, which is the experience and the past. Then you have the youth to the future, which is the technology on the right to the future. But in the middle it is the truth, and the truth is the present moment, which is you have to take some experience, take some technology. But let me deal with the issues of today. What are we facing today? What are we facing in our generation? Who's standing up today?
True.
How we had to go there and move our crowd. How we had to talk to them. How we had to, you know, and be a great artist. So sometimes you take some experience from your elders, but you also look at the youth and give them the respect because, you know, they have the life.
Speaking of the youths, who you looking at today that could carry the mantle of soca? Who do you look at, who you listen to coming up?
Well, musically, I in terms of soca, I have always been on the tip of the spear creating soca, and for me to do that, to lead in the dark where you don't have a guidebook or you don't have a reference to follow, I look outside of soca. So I listen to a lot of Afrobeats music, which I think is the emerging sound, and I listen to the collaboration of the Latin market right now, the reggaeton music and what they have been doing. When that started, reggaeton music was really inspired by dancehall, dembow and shabba ranks and that beat. Well, in Panama was one of my idols from very small. I grew up loving him, so I understand that music. But Sly and Robbie, made mention that they saw dancehall, they got it beat from dancehall standing in Trinidad listening to a pan side, because the pan side drums will go two kick, and you're not playing too much snare, you're just going on the hi-hats, and the pan playing, the pan still playing actually, and they went and they slowed that down into two, back, and that was dancehall, and that become dancehall, soca, all these rhythms, French.
It became the blueprint to follow.
And that come to Murder She Wrote, that come to Cutty Ranks, Wake the Man, 6 Million Ways to Die.
Choose one.
And I was a DJ from small. People don't know that I used to DJ. So I used to DJ dancehall music, reggae, everything, you name it. And I understand those beats. So I listened to reggaeton, and I watched reggaeton's progress. When they started, they didn't have much artists. It was about Looney Tunes out of Puerto Rico,
right.
And I had people like Little Evie Queen here. Then maybe pop up was Daddy Yankee with maybe Evie, not Evie Queen, Don Omar. So just a few, but now they have found their way to have the biggest artists in the world: Bad Bunny, Ozuna,
Karol G,
J Balvin, the biggest artists in the world, the biggest touring music. Right behind that is Afrobeat. Now you're seeing the Latin market embracing the Afrobeat, but you're also seeing something that I've been waiting for a long time to happen, is the Indian population starting to embrace Afrobeat music, and you're having this Afro-Indian mix. They're recognizing people like Rema, who is coming from the Muslim side of Africa, that sounds Arabic, sounds Indian, and they embrace that. I love togetherness. So right now my activity is listening to where Dembow meets Rabode. I listen to Chata Bouillon, where the Spanish meeting the French. I think looking at Cuba, because when the Haitian Revolution was taking place, they run from the corner of Haiti over into Cuba. They didn't go Havana, which is where all Haiti popular music is. They went to Santiago. They have music residing there. It's wherever there is unity. And soca music is a mixture of African and Indian music. I put together. So we next. So I'm listening to all the young people in soca music, not just one in particular, not just Trinidadian.
Anybody catch your ear?
I can't call names because they're so young, they're so new. Like look in Barbados, the guy say waistline, baseline. I don't even know who he is. He's not an established artist, but you give them respect because they're popping up so fast. Only one or two of them will become a Rupee or Alison Hines, and you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 years, consecutively to become somebody to be noticed. I mean, Nyla Blackman out of Trinidad is impressive. Kess is somebody who come up under people like me opening for my show, so he's there, but I wouldn't consider him the youth. The youth is people like let's say Young Brother out of Trinidad, Temper maybe out of Trinidad, but even them have to prove themselves and last like 2 or 3 years, or yet to make a song that eclipses the whole soca industry, because soca now is from Jamaica, come down St.Maarten, Dominica, St. Lucia. We have all become this one trade market now where we all interacting. At that times I used to go Grenada and they don't want Trini artists in Grenada.
Really?
Yeah, at that time you can't really be there during Grenada Carnival if you're not Grenadian. And Trinidad was really the one who lead the way and opened arms to everybody. Talbury and Alison Hines, Crossfire. We were always the ones saying everybody could come in our carnival. So I don't think there's any super established artists young artists right now, but I think there are a lot of them doing innovative things, and they're trying to find their way. You know, look, we have the developments are there. We had a road march family coming out of a production from Dominica, which was Dada, written by Vincentian, Skinny Fabulous, featuring Bungie Garlin and Machel. And it was the first time somebody from a different country win road march in Trinidad. So that's history. That's 2019. Now we reached to 2023, and we have the Trinidad road march being produced by St.Maarten, the producer, right? Avalanche, right? USVI. But you know, so you're understanding that we're breaking boundaries, we're breaking barriers, and we're becoming more integrated. And this is what unity is. Unity is when you stop being limited.
True.
And you start being unlimited, because as unlimited means you're spreading out wider and we all owning it. So for me, somebody like me, I have to listen. If you understand what I'm talking here today,
I feel you.
I listen to everything. I am the daddy. I is the daddy.
And we're especially seeing now a lot of the small islands also now coming into the big, the big scene and everything.
Your lifespan short. It's just coming back around. It used to be there. Burning Flames, Charm Band.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? WCK. There was a time when this used to rain, and I was there. I was 9 and 10 years old, standing up on Burning Flames truck in Antigua, kicking out the plug. The people like fast shut down the whole truck on the road.
You kick out the plug again.
This little boy, go from here. But and we're grateful to see those things. So I have a longer, I up here so long that I could see a long timeline, and I know everything comes around in circles.
That's right.
It's a pattern.
Always.
So it's a beautiful thing to see what is happening. And every island right now playing its role and growing their stars. When I land here, the first thing I ask my driver, I say, Cisco, what's them boys in the name from here who big Red Eye Crew? I said, Ties the boys. I see these boys somewhere performing with me. I think he did remind me of it today. He said it was the Zumba Cruise.
Yes.
This is the promoter of the show, but I didn't know he's from
right there.
So I didn't know, but I remember standing up on our stage being blown away by these guys' performance and wanting to know who is that, where I could find them, because you need time off to come and meet people like that, and let's go for the records. Let's look back at your old records. Let's look at who the producers was. Let's look at what was, because right now we at a point where we had to move beyond making soca for our island and for our carnivals. We leave that for the young people, but some of us who have the experience should be packaging it for the world.
True.
And trying to make this music for the world. The only way we will do that is when we take up a purpose for our music. Right now our music is about drinking, smoking, whining, sex, having a good time. Fun. And I was discussing with the driver, it's all about escapism. We're trying to escape the stresses of life. So you try to take a vacation to escape your work.
Right.
But you're not vacation, you party every night, you drink every night, you beat down your body. By the time you reach back to work Monday, how you feeling?
Mash
up.
You mash up. So you didn't really, you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah.
So we had a kind of, and I believe, you see where the African and the Indian music, Afrobeats and Indian music coming together now. Our music is a uniting music now. It already proved that all the islands is unite. People, our generations now traveling to every carnival. This weekend in Barbados, they head into Antigua, Anguilla have carnival.
Right.
We using this thing, but our music have to now step into the Bob Marley zone.
Correct.
Where it must see something.
Right. And speaking of our music, 50 years hip hop, 50 years soca.
Yeah.
Hip hop is noted worldwide. Grammys.
Yeah, for sure.
Grammys did a great article on you. Skinny was about the Grammys, talked about you, Patrice, and Voice.
Yep.
What was your feeling towards that? Number one, and number two, how can we get soca into a worldwide stage such as the Grammys?
Well, I just did a talk with the Grammys on the Instagram Live 2 days ago with Oxlade, Afrobeats artist, huge Afrobeats
very
artist,
big.
and Jules, producer and artist who've been producing for all the top Afrobeats artists. And it was about the online entry process, how they're making it easier, and the technology, because now you could just enter this on your phone. But it was really about getting people to understand that this is a membership thing, and you have to be a member, and you have to understand the process, and you have to vote. And I was saying to them, it's not just being members, but it's about numbers.
Sales.
This is a numbers game. You know, people say life is this and life is a game, and money is a score, because money is numbers. If you're making numbers, you will make money. So early in my career, I was running down money. At one point when I was 16, and I thought I could buy sneakers and clothes, and that year the money disappeared in shoes and clothes. But then I started focusing then on my product. So similarly, all our life we dreaming of winning our Grammy.
You just get nominated.
But we don't even have a Grammy category.
That's the thing.
And then since 2012, I have been nominated in the first rounds, but in world music and blah, blah, blah. Now they have a global category. Now they just bring in an African music category.
A lot of new categories.
It's all because of the numbers that Afrobeats making.
Yeah.
So we can't now, in the soca world and the Caribbean world, all of us sitting down here complaining why we can't have our own Billboard category, why Apple Music can't have our category. What? Because we're not doing the numbers. We're not watching our numbers and asking ourselves, how do we do more numbers? Because we concentrating on selling our numbers to a very small market. The Caribbean is only 44 million people.
Yeah, but it's worldwide. We are worldwide.
Yeah,
how do we fix that, Machel?
We worldwide, but the share percentage is not big enough.
Right.
So we could be all over. It can have people from St.Maarten in every island, in every New York, Atlanta. They're living all over the place.
Yeah.
But Afrobeats has copied from us.
Well,
from reggae.
There is no copying. I wouldn't say copy, because Afrobeats music comes from since the days of Fela.
Correct.
Before Fela, high life music.
Correct.
Angola style music. You know, you have to understand things. Where would you say something was created? Where's the starting point? Who copied from who? There's nothing new under the sun.
Copy is the wrong word.
So we all being inspired by each other, and we all building, but it's how well we do it. If you understand the Afrobeats journey, go and watch the Netflix documentary on Afrobeats. If you understand the journey, most of the heavy lifting recently was done in London with people like Mr. Easy, Runtown, even Burna Boy and all these guys, the producers, Legendary Beats, all these guys were operating out in London, and some of the names of the guys who was doing it was radio personalities and guys doing video shows and DJs before artists. And then which is the same thing I just explained to you about the reggaeton music. It was producers and writers. So but they were focusing on trying to be hip-hop. They started off trying to be as big as hip-hop, so they was directly hitting hip-hop hard and aiming there, and somewhere along the journey they found themselves. I am saying we dreaming to be on the stages, but we've trying to be Carnival Island party. We're not really trying to set up our business and industry with management and sales, and this is the game they're playing. So I try my best to bring in a lot of artists, people like Choppy. I play a major role with people like Patrice Roberts, Farmer Nappy, a lot of the names that out there who big today. I have done that in terms of showing them work ethic, management, structure, how to build yourself as an artist. And those things are proven to make the difference. It's just that we're not doing it in enough numbers. I don't have the Def Jam money. I don't have the the Island Interscope money to sign everybody, and even me now, I have Monk Music is now reaching across the Caribbean. We're signing a lot of writers, producers. We're doing a lot of distribution. It took us like 5-6 years since my new management team in 2015 to now. We have the Soca Universe CD compilation, which is probably the #1 compilation on it this year. Is Bungie Garland Hardfett, is Patrice and Machel, like yourself, is Skinny Come Home. We just produced Skinny's album, which contained Come Home on it. We just doing, so we trying, and only because Machel could kind of rock back now, that could be done. So I just feel like, to go back to your question about the Grammys, they are recognizing us because, of course, the technology has advanced and we could get numbers on YouTube now. YouTube and Spotify. So our people are beginning to listen to the music a lot, and they're registering numbers in terms of streams. We may not be registering in sales, which, somehow there is a gray area now between sales and streams. But I think the answer lies in Caribbean music, making music that is not just focused on Carnival. And the island celebration, and it's just about the girl body whining,
rum,
girl rum, and you know, push your hand in your this and this. You know, I get it. I get the friskiness. I was a whiner boy. You know, what gets you here wouldn't get you there. I just feel, but trust me, Machel has always been a leader, always been an inspiration, and I always change gears. You can watch my career.
Oh, absolutely.
And I am changing the most major gear of my life right now. You understand? And places like this that, you know, inviting me to do these shows, you're all helping me. Because every cent that I earn, I am investing into my new future. No record company doing it for me. No investors. I really trying to use these shows and stack some, you know, some ability to study the music, build the studio, gather producers from every island. I want the Lucian, I want the Tim Thomas, I want the Dominic, and I want to sit in a studio where we could start a plan. All right, guys, how do we get these numbers up to the billions? We're making millions numbers right now. A Soca video could go to 1 million views in like 3-4 weeks.
Hours.
And it wasn't happening like that 4 years ago. So it's happening, but we just need to happen faster, and we need to be together, and we need numbers. We need, when our soca artists, we need who's the big star? We need our next Red Eye Crew from St.Maarten, King James, busting in Trinidad, busting in Barbados, busting in Grenada at the same time. Why we not there? We tried to launch Tempo, the Tempo Music channel when I was part of that with Shaggy, and we went up in there with Mr. Norton, Frederick Morton. We went up in MTV and we tried, but it didn't succeed because it didn't have the right music on the channel that was making the numbers. And this is what we have to do. We have to really focus on music that makes numbers. And if you're solely invested in being the Soca Monarch of Grenada, or the Soca Monarch of Trinidad 5 times, or the King of Soca, you're not gonna be, that'll be limited.
True.
So the King of Soca for me is done.
True.
You know, I take it, I thank you, and now I give it to somebody else who wants. I'm moving on now to be the baby of the world. I started over every single time. You know what I mean?
I got you. So what about movies? You ain't doing movies no more? You did the Basel D movie. You're done with that?
Well, acting? I mean, right now I'm in school. Right now I do my master's in Carnival Studies.
For real?
Yeah, I did a first year, and I, did well in class, and I have my second year, which I have to write my thesis now in 2024.
Nice.
And Bacchanalogy 101.
Well, it's not even bacchanalogy. It's understanding where Carnival come from.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing we don't know. Everybody think Carnival from Trinidad and Carnival this and it's from Africa and ancient Egypt, and it had a different purpose than what is happening today.
Way different.
And if we understand the real history, like right now, people of color going through pressure, and fight down about their real history and what should be taught in schools and what we should be teaching. And the real history is really our salvation, is really what will let us know what happened, why it happened, and what we could do with that going forward, because we need to make music that has a positive influence on this world. True. And a lot of us think that come to our island, boy, you'll relax, you'll like yourself, nice woman, beach, you have a good time. You could find that anywhere in the world, you could find that. True. But we really need a togetherness music right now. We need to stop wars in Russia and Ukraine. We need to stop the tribulations that are going on in Africa.
True.
We need to study about being one with our environment. We need a new music. I like people like Bob Marley and John Lennon and Bob Dylan, and one of the groups that was like that for me is Black Eyed Peas. They was very electronic, and then if we could get an organic version of that happening today, to let people understand that you're not trying to be superhuman, you're trying to understand that being human is super. Being human is super. Show little youths out there in the street how to resolve conflict instead of just taking out one another.
True.
Show the men and them how to survive when your woman don't want you no more, instead of taking shit and taking your life. They can't even handle themselves. Big men.
Fresher.
Yeah.
Fresher. You mentioned a bunch of artists just now. If you was to make a song with an artist that you've never done before, who would that one artist be?
Bob Marley.
Okay, alive.
Michael Jackson.
Alive. Okay, that's dead. There we got.
I mean, it have artists I really
I know
like.
that.
Rihanna, Jay-Z.
You never did a song with Rihanna?
Drake, no.
You did Ariana Grande, you did Nicki Minaj, you did you never did a song with Rihanna?
And I never really do a song with none of them. It's always remixes.
True.
It's always they always flirting with soca. That's the thing about soca. Everybody, Justin Bieber and Sorry, Ashanti, everybody flirting with it because something about it looks good, something about it is attractive, something about it they understand. But are they taking it to the bank?
So who you want to do a song with? Let's go right now. One artist you've never ever collab, a real song, not a remix.
You see, you looking for ideals. There is no artist I want to do a song with right now, and you're looking for that diamond big name, which is what everybody always looking for. They're always looking for their soulmate or the perfect person for them. The perfect person for you. The perfect person for you is you. Because once you find your real perfect dialed self in, you will be a blessing to anybody who come in your life, and you can have a fruitful relationship. So I trying to find that place where my real interest is producers and writers, not artists. And I don't want Timbaland. I don't want,
you want new stuff.
I want people who just have some vibe. When I hear it, I be like, yo, you have something. I want to work with you. I want to work with you, because to get in studio with a Timbaland or Legendary Beats now, you have to pay big money, big studio,
and it's been there, done that.
The clock running, and they will just give you something that
just right.
Trust me, this is not about who is the biggest, best name you want to work with. This is like, show me where you're hearing something good, something with potential, and it could be an unknown youth in his bedroom on a laptop. Just reach me, and if you're willing to build, we can make you the next biggest producer or make you the next biggest artist. You know how much Rihanna sitting down over there popping off. So I just really looking to work with people, and that's how I'm building my life up now. Once I finish school, I have an understanding of the history, and then I look to spend times in many different islands. Belize, the Garifuna music, Panama. I want to go and investigate where soca meeting that dance hall. You know what I mean? I want to go Cuba. I want to come here and see what carnival is and understand how it happened in here. I need a little time, and I'm going to take time. I'm going to take time. And for me, at this stage of my career, this is my sunset.
You're on the back end.
I on the back end, I on the downhill. But the fun for me is that I still have a lot of young people around me who look up to me, and whatever work I do going down this back end must be the work that somebody could pick up and help them up their climb.
True.
So it's not like it's done. It's actually the beginning. If you're thinking not for yourself, but you're thinking for the rest of people. And that's how I've been. I tell you, eyes connect with the youths, and that's how I keep.
Yeah. No, so you're here in St.Maarten, you're back.
Yeah, definitely.
Ready for the show tomorrow night?
Sorry to take it so deep enough, fellas.
Listen,
come and talk about...
It's knowledge, and knowledge is the key.
Yeah.
And you have to understand sometimes we have to be taken to school.
Too much of it in the cemetery. Too much of the knowledge in the cemetery.
Yeah.
School don't want it to be in there. It had to be here with the people.
You must learn.
Yeah. We are the new leaders. You know, I'm sure everybody here I'm probably on the upper end of the age group. But this is a generation where we have the microphones. No, we have the microphone in front of us.
True.
And we have kids. So we could hold on to the elders that we know. Then we could hold on to the kids that we have. But we have a responsibility to kind of like dial it in for them and not just like try to... We can't be trying to be young and go with whatever style we young.
The youth. Let them understand.
Guide them in the right direction.
And know when it's time to also pass on the torch to them too, because a lot of the elders like to just hold on. They don't want to let that go either.
Well, hey,
not like St.Maarten politicians.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you never worry about that, because that's always the eternal fight where the elders always feel the youths don't know what they're doing and they lost, and then the youths always feel like, boy, more than you politicians because they ain't doing nothing and they're just holding on, and that argument going on in the Calypso world forever. Pass it all. Listen, just do good work, man. And forget all them semantics. Every time I come out on one of these shows, I'm meeting young producers, young writers, young DJs, and we good. It's just that we have to spend time focusing on our mission. And I believe Soca has done its work to now be respected. Everybody is calling.
True.
I have the video on the line. I have Wizkid. I go into Nigeria after this.
Nice.
For 14 days. Just to link. And
Not to perform.
Not to perform, nothing. Part of the research, part of the relationship that we built with Wizkid and his team when they came to Trinidad, when we brought them to Trinidad for Carnival. So we just on these fact-finding missions and ramping up to what is the next move for Soca. And I think, you listen beats like this. There's Antilles rhythm in the background. This was one of the most significant advancements for Soca. And I was on this rhythm with a producer by the name of Precision Productions, who's probably one of the number one producers. He mixing probably everybody recording the game. Everybody helping. He helping everybody. I started recording with his father, Kenny Phillips. When I went to give up, and I'd by all means go down low, mama ding ding. This Kenny Phillips produced that for me. He taught me, he taught Farmer, he taught blacks. And now KC, who's his son, used to be coming in the studio in Pampers. And he used to be kicking him out. And I used to say, no, let him be in there. I end up working with him. I have multiple road marches with him. But now, I also working with his younger brother, who's Baja Music. We have Waiting on the Stage as a road march. He also win road march with, he was one of the producers on Come Home. So you have some second places. So it's about generations of people. When this happened, this paved the way for myself, for Patrice, for Cohen Dubois, for Voice. This sound became the sound Mr. Fett. Is after this Epic, same producer, same writers. And this is the crew. These are some of the guys that I take into Africa with me. Scientists, people who have been generally changing the sound and digging into deep things. And you don't know that going on in the background. But every country is playing its role. Big up the G6 family from St. Lucia. That Denray segment is a major player. Big up the St. Vincent crew. People like Skinny Fabulous, Problem Child, Friction, Kobayashi, Wetty Beats. These are some of the men who make it some of the greatest soca music right now. And I have been doing that for years, but you have to know them and work with them. And I've been fortunate to work with every last one.
It seems like as you have gone on in your career, you've become now a teacher of the craft.
Well, I would say more student,
You
because
seem like a teacher, though.
Trust me, I learning from those who I teach in. I think where there is a student, there is a teacher.
Wow.
Because you just have to look at it from, where there's physical, there's spiritual. Be much more. You just don't see life as the surface alone. You have to go below the surface and understand that creators create with wild abandon. And these kids, they're listening to all the hottest drill music and they're listening to all the, Afrobeats, and they're getting inspired, but they're putting it in soca. So if you work with them, you actually kind of touching what's happening out there too,
Trinidad.
So you learn Trinidad music. Real Trinidad music just influenced the change of dancehall. Trinidad music being influenced by trap music. Just influenced dancehall. When you listen to Skilly Bangs, Skeng, Valiant, that's Trinidad music. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, big time.
So, man, it's a beautiful life if you really understand life, and you're not limited to yourself and thinking about yourself and thinking about your island and your flag. And I'm a Caribbean man. I used to be here with what's his name, Koto? Was it Koto?
Koto, yeah.
Back in the day when Koto was a baby, I was coming here, and he's like still my family. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like I born here too. I grew up in Grenada. I grew up in Jamaica. I went to school in Jamaica for the first time. So I know about, Mona and Mobe and everything. I know about Barbados. I go in there since I was small. I feel like my blessing is being a Caribbean man. And any island I step on in the Caribbean, I jump on my car today. Machel! People just call me like if I live in here. That is a real humbling feeling. Not this king of soca name and nothing. It's just what you give is what you get. And I don't treat no island like if it's not as big as my island, because none of them is mine. All is mine. So I walk every island like if I home. And I love it. I just saying today, I driving through with my wife, and I saying, girl, look at St.Maarten, boy, Terrain looked like if Antigua and St. Thomas had a baby. Because Antigua Hills barren, then St. Thomas was nice and flush, and then St.Maarten have this kind of, it have a 1 or 2 trees, it has some rocks, but it have plenty shape, and I like, whoa, this, and I started to see beauty in everywhere I go. I not studying, boy, you're not looking like home, I know this, I know that. Here is home. And my music is about embracing every island as if it's mine. And I don't know, I don't promote that, but that is what is living in me every time I step on a stage. And somehow that reciprocates from the audience to me. It's just a word to all the artists. Don't fight for your flag. That is what the colonizers do to us, to divide and rule and conquer us. Fight for your people. And then you really start to look around, all the people is yours. You know,
but there was a little point that you had a little animosity towards St.Maarten, right? At one point?
But I never had animosity towards St.Maarten. I mean, St.Maarten do me wrong, like real bad. Do me something, and I wouldn't say, even though it was wrong, I mean, it happened. It happened, and I survived it. You know, so it's not never animosity. It's just that I wanted them to do what I think is the most real thing. Be responsible. Accept your responsibility. Just apologize and say, look, this, you know, and let's get it on and clear my name, which was dirtied all over the Caribbean, and it was all over Trinidad, and for something I didn't even do. But who could I blame? There's nobody to blame. There is nobody to blame, because you don't know where or who or what finger to point. Just when it had happened, it was really disturbing to me. So I said, you know what? I'm not going back.
So when was the point when you said, okay, let's let bygones be bygones?
Well, when you grow and you realize that, you know, you have fans there. Fans. If I have people there who love me and want me there by enough, I say, if you want me by enough, you just invite me, I'll come. Once there is love there, love always conquer whatever
Love conquers all.
treachery was going on before, or whoever made a bad decision to make me, and I cool. So it's never any animosity towards the people or the island. It was about, you know, the system, and really and truly that was all my process. You know what I mean? So it was a, you know, a beautiful experience to stay away for so long. Look how long I stay away. I don't come. I don't go in places every single year all the time. And that's the best thing about my show. You ain't see Machel in a long time. You ain't get to hear, you know, certain songs. Family ain't sing here, or this ain't sing here, or Machel ain't perform this one here. And you could look forward to that. Because you either want to be common in every nook and cranny, or you want to be scarce but effective. And I choose the latter, you know. Less is more for me.
Quality over quantity.
Definitely.
When it comes to your performances, they say you are a perfectionist. True or not true?
I consider myself to be a procrastinating perfectionist. That's double. That is double trouble. You're procrastinating to be perfect when something called perfect does not exist. Perfect don't exist. So I am always positively dissatisfied.
I like that one.
Every single show could have been better. And it keeps me going. That little, you know, not feeling here is the best. Actually feeling it wasn't good enough keeps you seeking. I am a seeker. I don't believe in nothing.
So the last time you were here, it wasn't good enough.
Well, I can't even remember. and if I can't remember, then it was real good. Because the only way I will remember if something went wrong.
Okay.
Because it would be on my mind.
Yeah.
So it had to mean it was good.
Okay.
And I looking forward to this moment. Listen. Can you go into yesterday and fix anything?
Nope.
Can you jump from here into tomorrow and fix anything?
Nope.
You just learn from you live in the moment.
So the past exists. The present. What is the only moment that exists?
Right now.
And if I say no, where it gone?
Just
gone.
No. You can touch my finger?
Yeah.
No. It's gone. So I live for tomorrow. This moment, when it happened tomorrow, while I'm on stage, it will be now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right after that, it's gone again.
Yeah, so you have the best time. That's why put down all your phone. Stop taping me coming off on the stage.
I don't know how that happened.
For every million person to post it because you want to tell somebody you was there. No, you weren't there. Your phone was there.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna stop.
For
that.
you to be there, you gotta be in the moment when I start that show and feel me in your body. And when you see me and you see the person next to you, but when everybody stand up focusing on trying to get the best steady cam shot.
Yeah.
And some of them handshake, you know?
And streaming up their data on doing a live, you know.
Telling me, and just for somebody to tell you I was there.
I was there.
Does that get you vexed?
It doesn't get me vexed because remember that I accept everything the way it is, and I understand that some people just catch some good shots that we don't catch, and then we are going to get from them and repost it. That's when it's go viral.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we're missing the magic. I miss the magic of the days when we used to run out and everybody want to just burst.
Yeah.
Nowadays, every phone, every light, everybody want to capture.
And it's like some people are standing there with their phones like 10, 20 minutes. And I'm saying to myself, you're not even going to look at this again.
No.
And not only that too.
You're not even gonna look at
I
it.
feel like, okay, we should nominate 10 people in the crowd to have a phone.
And share with everybody else.
And then we share it. Because it's the same shots we're going to share anyway.
Makes sense.
I went to a show with Maroon 5.
Yeah.
And Adam Levine stopped the show.
Yeah.
And said, can y'all please put your phones down?
But you have to do like the big artists and them and lock their phone in a bag by the front door.
By the front door, you
Yeah.
check in.
Yeah.
And you get it back when you come out.
Yeah.
Some of those, but I mean, you had to reach a point too where you had to just let it not bother you no more. And that's where it reached with me. I just saying personally, I miss it, but I understand people want their own content,
Right.
so that they could get their views,
Right.
so that they could feel good about
Yeah,
themselves.
Right. So listen, when you perform, right, you do all.
Yeah.
Your catalog is like super large.
Yeah.
And I ask every artist this. You got to answer me honestly.
All right.
One
Which
song.
is your favorite song? I know
There
he's
you go.
gonna ask that.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to. What is your favorite song?
Soca Kingdom.
Really?
And I had a feeling you would have said that.
Soca Kingdom.
Why?
Although I'm saying that, and I'm not being absolutely honest, because I like your boss too, like a boss. I love Fast Wine too. I love One More Time also. I love It's Carnival.
Do you ever write a song and be like, whoa, I wrote that? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you're writing a song, it's not you writing a song, like Dance With You. And Dance With You, I performed Dance With You in India to 120 million people, and I had these people jumping
I
and
saw
singing
that.
and dancing.
I saw that.
There's like a couple million in the
Yeah,
audience, but
it
then there
was
was like
crazy.
millions watching it online.
Crazy.
And the reaction. And if people only understand what Dance With You was. I was having baby mama problems with my daughter.
Okay.
Right? And then, like, and I was trying to talk to her, but at the same time I was talking to God. And at the same time I was studying Hinduism. And I was talking about Leela is the dance of life. And I was like saying, like, God, boy, I fed up with this world. Yes, boy, these problems is too much. I want to come up there and live with you. And then I was like, oh no. Biggie Small say ready to die, and he went poof.
Yeah.
Tupac say, I was like, be careful what you say, Machel. So I was like, all right. I don't want to come up there and live with you, but I would like to come every other night and dance with you. Meaning dance of life. So it was like, I just want to dance with you. Party over here now, like 4-2. Because God, I get this feeling is so true whenever I'm dancing with you. And then I start talking to my baby mama. I say, I know I've done so many wrong things in the past. Still, what we have is everlasting. I don't want to bring those old memories back. I just want to love again. I want to be able to love somebody again. Since so many lonely nights, watching my life go away. You understand what I'm saying?
Now I
Time for
understand
me
like
to
the
come
deep.
out.
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
When he
okay.
explains it, breaks
No
it down.
problem.
Yeah.
And many of my songs are like this, deep, but then I have to make money in Carnival. So you had to change God to Gil. I had to make everybody whine. And we pull in this trick of making the music.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Brilliant.
But somehow doing that, you're taking something really wide and making it limited.
Wow. Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and I'm saying now that I've reached a point where I want to go a little bit outside the sides. I'm trying to make music that touch people and tell them the
Express
real
yourself
stories.
more, yeah.
The real stories.
Give me one more song that we have no idea what it's about. That we think it's something, but it's actually something else.
We will carry on. We will carry on and on. I don't know if you know that one. Or even One More Time.
Okay.
One More Time. You know, I was stand up in our club, and I'll tell you a story. I stand up in this club. And my boy, who's a famous DJ too, real famous, had this girl, and she was dancing with him all night. And I felt like she watched me, and she watched me, and she watched me, and I watched her, and I just try not to interfere. And then he walked off to go by the bar, and she come and she's like, I could get one wine. So I was like, all right. And I started whining and and I'm moving like in a strip club, you know, after one song, that is it.
Right.
So I was like, right, that is it. She said, I could get one
more wine?
One more? So I whining. She said, one more time.
Okay, that's 3.
I was like, all right, this is a problem.
You have a 3-song limit.
And then when he come back and he thinks she slipped me her number.
Oh.
So then the next day, you know, I call her and I bring her over to my house. And, you know, of course, I want to get down.
Bracket,
smash. Smash, right? So I started this, and when I do so, and I reach a top button and I boom. She said, she pull up and she said, are you gonna hurt me? I say, I'm not gonna hurt you. So I back up and I relax again. Then I go try at her again. She said, am I a statistic?
Oh, yeah.
And when she said that, I was like, you know what? Pull up. I said, you know what you're doing here right now? You writing me a song. Hey, what? Get your I was like, get your stuff and you go home, right? And she went home, and I had a piano right there, and I went straight on the piano, and I take the same chords from Dance With You, which was the year before. Prum, and I say, all she said she wanted was one wine from me. All she said she needed was a little bit of my time. She never expected to get so addicted to my wine. And then she said, are you gonna hurt me? Am I your statistic? And a victim of your circumstances, or will I just get evicted? And she did get evicted. Yeah. I just started writing this song, he said one more time, and it's like boom, real.
That's crazy.
So that one was real.
So may I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Does
man.
she know that song's about her?
Yeah, but I saw her about 10 years after, and I told her. And
you told her?
And because she disappeared.
She didn't ask for royalties, though.
Well, she didn't write anything. But
She was an inspiration.
Yeah.
Wow.
Songs like that.
That's
and
crazy.
I have a lot. I could list. So this is the mode I might go into. I might start doing some. Actually, we have Melee coming up in September, which
I was
is
just coming to ask you about
which is me and Buju Banton and all the soca artists, top soca artists out there in Cancun with Tribe. We had it, last time. It was brilliant. We're doing it again.
Beanie Man was there last year.
Beanie Man was there last year, and for the first time, I'm doing an unplugged show. But I was just saying, I'm gonna start doing some unplugged shows. Now these big fets.
No, I like that.
Unplugged shows and start decoding like Jay-Z decoded and show people what these songs were about. Why I could pull up the stems, I could show them what I could offer these, so that it's like a one-on-one masterclass for people who really trying to go deep with their music and understand. This is what makes the difference with Machel Montano and others. There is something way under the surface happening that you don't really recognize when you're just seeing the fet and the jumping. It has some real deep spiritual and real life things underneath the surface.
That is.
And there is a way to put that into all your work. All your work you're doing, you put that level of depth into it, and sometimes that's what Bob Marley and a lot of people doing. They're tucking away little messages. I throw me corn, but me not call no fall. I'd be sitting down trying to study what this man thinking, where he get this from, the Bible, he tanty, he auntie,
what
old
made
people.
him say this lyric?
Yeah, how high was he?
Right.
What was he smoking and I not getting to?
Right.
You know what I mean?
How did he get there?
Yeah.
Now you don't drink no more.
I don't drink.
You
I
don't smoke no
I
more.
don't nothing.
You don't eat meat no more.
6-7 years now.
How has that affected you, or has it affected you when it comes to studio and stage performance?
Stage performance for sure. I'm on point, and it never really affected me on the stage because I never used to practice doing those things before stage. Those things was always for me after party vibes, and outside of performance. The one thing about Machel that I realized is if you go home and ask yourself this question and wait about 4 or 5 days and try to answer it, what is sacred to you? What is sacred to you? I went home and I realized that my career is sacred, my work is sacred. I was feeling bad I didn't say family. But then it took me a couple of years to realize that my career is how I take care of my family. It's very sacred to me. I don't play around with it. I don't let girls come in front of my career. I don't let drugs, alcohol, nothing mess up my career. And my career is I have to show up, I have to put out, I have to be great. I'm there for the audience. I have a responsibility. So, you know, what was the question again? Where you was?
You don't drink, you don't smoke, no meat.
So it never was affecting the performance because it didn't happen then.
Okay.
But it started to affect the person. You know, because you think a lot of youths think that they need to smoke to get their vibes. And marijuana is a thing that you'll get free. But then after about a couple of years, you start not getting the free and the high, and you start looking for more and more. You want stronger, you want hydro, you want this, you want that. Then you start people want to mix it with things. I never reached that stage. But there was a time when I had a legal marijuana card in California, and I had a dispensary. I could go and buy any grade. So these little cookies, this name's Girl Scout cookies, Boy Scout cookies, Wowie, and all the names and all the fancy things. And I was just like, yo, this is not getting me anywhere. I just stay in frost. I can't concentrate. I want to sleep. I want to eat. It was unhealthy. And I could know it unhealthy. If you're conscious enough, you'll realize this thing hits a brick wall and you can't create no more. So I was like, man, I need to see what is beyond this. And I wasn't, this mustn't control me. And I went into yoga and meditation. And when you're in yoga and meditation, you could understand that. I was telling my driver, I say, if you have to do a surgery, heart surgery, open heart surgery, to survive,
right,
and your doctor walking with a big spliff,
what go on?
He looking frost, and he talking to you like, hey man, yeah, we're gonna do this. You gonna take that surgery? Or your sense will come back immediately. So I'm saying, you understand something. When you want to function at a high level, you need to be sharp. You need your faculties to be sharp. Your sight, your thought, your clarity. I want to be a healthy human being. I don't want to spend my golden years in the hospital, diabetes, heart failure, this, that. And I went through yoga. I understand this thing here. I understand if you want this to operate at a high level, you need to put the right things in it. You need to watch what you're putting in it, when you're putting it, how you're putting it, and there can be a super function that you could always improve this. And my life changed.
Did your shows change?
The shows definitely changed. Stamina wise, clarity. Every single time I stepped to a show, I just rearrange the order of the show. I do something new.
I've heard.
Every single one's be different. My band hate me.
I've heard.
We just had this. What we doing? I was like, no, well, I think I want to try this here, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do that. And that is so much fun for me. But you have to have clarity of mind to be interested. When you do have clarity of mind, everything happening automatic.
Right.
And that's when accidents could happen.
Right. You got to be in control.
When you're conscious and you're in control. If you just jump in your car and you just start kicking and touching stuff.
Right.
Reverse going here and you're driving forward, but you're going backward. Your indicator on the left, but you're going right.
So basically, based on the on the path that you've taken and the way that you're going, can we also decode then Happiest Man in Life?
Well, yeah, and of course, because at that point in time, I to be honest, I have struggled with depression, and everybody's talking about mental health. I reached the point where they make mental health look like it's a sickness, and you actually have people offended when you do consider mental health. But really, mental health is how you're responding to the situations. So people like to say, I want to manage stress. You don't manage stress. You manage money, you manage family, you manage your career. But you could control how you react to something that you're not stressed. If you accept, again, if you say, God grant me strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. The only thing you could change is you. If you do me something real bad, like what happened in St.Maarten,
I knew you was going to go there.
I didn't want to trade it.
I wasn't going to go there.
I could change my mind, how I feel about it.
How you feel about it, yeah.
Only I could change it.
You can change it.
I can't change you. I can only change me. So this is the key.
Let me ask you, you change yourself, your mind. Did you change your circle?
This is how it works. When I formed Monk, 2015, the Monk Monte album. The next year, the album was called the Monk Evolution.
Right.
The year of the Monk E. And the universe come and talk to me because I was talk to the universe. It say, Machel, you need to develop yourself on a level of energy. You need to evolve your relationship with energy. You're putting out too much and not getting back enough.
Exactly.
You're expending everything and then you're crashing.
Yeah.
Then you have to spend more time to build it back. And when you get it back up, you're doing the things that take it back down.
Yeah.
And it's a cycle that is not efficient. So and the world was going through that. The world going through those issues where we're taking, we're not using sustainable energy.
Exactly.
We're taking everything out of the ground, and then that's where the floods and the hurricanes and the storms and the drought and the pandemic, that's where that's coming from. That's the result. The oceans, we're not seeing that. So he said, okay, Machel, here we had to do. Work out that efficiency relationship on the level of you. Start with you. Fix it. So if I was drinking and smoking and running down, I try to eat healthier. I realized the meat making me lethargic.
That's right.
Because I'm a herbivore, I'm not a carnivore.
Not a carnivore.
And if you study it, you'll understand why. When you start look at Game Changers on Netflix,
That will blow your
your
mind.
energy become more when you're eating plants.
Yes, you will never eat meat
I
again.
have a time. I just have lentil peas. I cook things. I take soy chunks and make it like meat. Like if I eat stewed chicken, I could do as much wonders. But not only that, you just stop craving food. You stop craving barbecue and jerk and ice cream and all these different chemicals. So I started to develop and get the energy of me under control. And not just by food or what I put in my body. How I react to people. How I keep myself pleasant. How I don't get angry anymore. Don't shout at the band. Don't do this. Don't cuss that one. You fix all those things. Once you develop the new relationship and your efficient energy here, the next step is right outside of you is your circle.
You have to push me, myself.
I'm going to the next closest thing. Outside of me, I'm meeting you. Right? So it's the people around you. You have to start to make sure they're not sucking too much energy from you. You're not sucking too much energy from them. And when all it together, it's an efficient cycle.
Right.
You give in, and you could get some from them, and we utilize each other. So we're building each other up. We're not breaking each other down. The first person you have to do that with is your spouse.
Oh yeah,
your spouse. Remember, we're going outside of the self now. The person you're with, don't break them down. Your children, your parents. Then you go to your workers who you're working with every day. Then you go to your community. Then your community become your city. Then you're affecting the energy of your whole country. And once you deal with you, then environment, which is your circle, then you could deal with the globe. Then you're ready to be a global influence, which is why Soca and Machel names starting to hit the top of the world, because it's just building up and it's just getting efficient enough to make a difference on a wider level. You can make a difference here, and if you keep focusing and you do it well enough, you will start to influence the people around you. And then you start to influence more and more people around you. You can influence the people around the globe.
It's like a positive pyramid scheme.
It is. There you go. You can't. The only thing is, it's not a scheme.
It's not a scheme.
It's a pyramid.
It's a pyramid.
And a pyramid is the source to trap the best energy in the
The
world.
energy around you, the energy you give out, the energy you...
To harness the energy of the universe,
Absolutely.
a pyramid is the strongest.
Absolutely.
Coming up...
We're going deep here, fellas. We're going deep. Like we forget we fetting on.
No, we're going to fetch. We're going to...
Nah, I love this. I love this. This work more.
Coming up the end of this month, they have the Caribbean Music Awards.
Yeah.
And you are getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
That's crazy.
Wycliffe is hosting it. It's in Brooklyn.
Yep. Swiss Beats and all these guys
Tell me a little something
involved.
about that.
Well, I mean, I was very honored, of course. Anything I get, I'm honored. Jamaica just invite me. Jamaica want me in Jamaica on Sunday to give me the keys to the city. And they're trying to get me out of St.Maarten in time to get there. I don't know how that's going to happen.
And then you're telling me and Motley to make 2 days for Carnival.
Yeah, that was strategy.
It was a good strategy. Though. I love it.
You understand?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the funny thing is, I posted on Instagram, and it was like, okay, let's post that, and then let's post this next plate that says, oh, you're also nominated for Artist of the Year. This is the first time I ever see somebody who gained the Lifetime Achievement Award still in the awards. I was like, I didn't see Busta Rhymes getting no awards.
Yeah,
when he's getting his Lifetime Achievement. So this is my predicament. I'm an OG. I'm a veteran, triple OG, but still like vibrant in the game, which is like an anomaly. You know what I mean? That is crazy.
Just hand it to him.
But I don't want to beat up on me. This is not about me. This is about a possibility for everybody. This is a possibility for everybody if you're functioning on a certain level, which is you're integrating with young people. You don't disrespect them. You don't look down upon them. You're actually looking up to them.
And sometimes they hide in some of them just
don't listen.
Yeah.
No, but that's all right, because you was like that one time.
True.
I mean, yeah.
Everybody was like that at some point. You just had to find your way to be as effective as possible to get them to listen. It's a greater challenge for you to grab them and let them listen to you, and you could make a difference in their life.
True.
I know I'm making a difference in plenty of people's lives, because every time they step on the stage, I see something that I create, and I could know. Somebody say, yeah. And I didn't really create that. I just repurpose it. I take it from Bounty Killer.
Right.
Yeah. And I put it in top of a big truck.
Remix.
And then I start going and say, everybody say, yeah. Now you see everybody, everywhere, every island, every announcer. Somebody say, yeah.
Does Bounty Killer want to check? Where my check, Machel?
Bounty Killer don't even know it happening.
He knows now.
He even realize or saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really proud about that. You know, receiving a Lifetime Achievement, that's cool. But it's just strange that, you know, my life just started. When I hit 45, which was about 3 years ago, I said to myself, I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking, I'm being more conscious. I was like, I think I could live till 90. And if I could live till 90, that means I have an next 45. That means I am one. I just reborn. This is what the Christians is called reborn. Right? I just start over, and now I can live my life consciously.
Okay. So you have no time soon you're going to retire.
I don't know what retire means to people. Retire to me means die. When you retire and you go back into the soil. So to me, your work is always on multiple levels. I don't have a job. I have a vocation. It's what I get up every day. What I get up every day and I'm occupied with is my occupation. And on my forms, when I land in any country and they say occupation, I put creator.
Oh, for true?
And some days
they let you in.
Some days if I'm feeling wild, I'll put creation. That's my occupation.
Now, what about decoding quickly for us? Hey ha. Can you decode that?
Oh, that's a deep one.
Let's go.
That's a deep one. I don't know if you know this record. You know, I had a time I decided to do a classical record. Okay, so Nasty. Pupa Nasty is a Trini. Pupa Nasty is he want to do work. But you know, he was one of the producers on that too. But he also produced one of my favorite all-time hit songs, which is why I seeked him out. Me love me boom boom fat, me love me boom boom fatty. Boom 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 fatty, boom boom. And that's Lloydie Stiff. When I find out Nasty, I went to work with Nasty. Okay, so I start working with Nasty. And Nasty's working on dancehall music. And then I was in this studio in New York trying to elevate soca music. So I was recording the whole Big Truck album in Freeport by Philip Smart, which was the studio that Shaggy did all his big hits out in Long Island. And Shaggy Plaques was there. And I even bounced up Shaggy, and that's where we did Toro Toro. So I started doing the record from like October, and I was there from October till December, recording night after night, certain nights, and the engineer was Tootie Wayne, and he was like, Machel, when it comes to December 25th, I in the studio alone. October, everybody there. November, half of them there. December, Christmas, only me. They gone. So Machel, how you alone here and everybody gone back to them family? We are soldiers, man. And I was like, boy, only me here and Nasty here, but I going home to my family. Tonight is Christmas, I going home. And Nasty, as soon as I was ready to mix the last song and I was ready to lift off, Nasty's like, Machel, please, I have one more song I just want to do something on. Please. I was like, Nasty, I can't write, just freestyle. I was like, what's this song? I was like, please come downstairs and just hear it. Please. And when I went downstairs, it was this soca mixed with opera. Jambalasi, 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 look one day and everybody. And I was like, ooh, I like that. Yeah. I was like, but real upset. I was like, all right, Nasi, come on, just turn the record, turn the record. Hey! And I just started making these noises of like aggression because I was really tired and I needed power. So I was going, hey! I was trying to like, I was trying to get myself up. You know, years later, in my yoga practice and meditation, I am in a certain program and hearing something very similar to He, Ha, and Hui as sounds, Sanskrit sounds coming from inside you that dare to empower you. So these things just come out of my mouth. But this is what has happened to you when you turn your energies inward. When you turn inward, seek ye first the kingdom of God, which is sitting right inside of you. The source of creation is sitting right in here. If you find a way to go in here, you will not believe what you will bring out. I bring out He, Ha, and Hui, that anywhere I walk in, if I walk in past a school, I just count down in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, hey! I'm on the plane this morning and a bunch of under 15 footballers going Dominican, and as they see me, hey! Ha! Everybody, hey! Ha! And I will hear that 100 times a day. People don't say hi, Machel, no more. My name is He, Ha, or Hui. And they feel they must say it to me. And yet I know this is a sound that does something to the body naturally, just like Om. If you say Om, A-U-M, is the sound of the universe. If you didn't have a tongue, the only 3 songs a man who can't talk, a dumb man could make is If you say and you just close your mouth, it will make And the vibration will vibrate here, will vibrate here, and will vibrate here. So you're bringing your whole, you call it the kundalini, the energy coming from your lower self into your higher self, your third eye. You close, you want to go inward. Right now, you could hear if I turn on a pipe. If I take your bottle of water and pour it out, you'll hear that water. But 72% they use water and blood moving around, you can't hear it. No. You can't smell your heart. Nope. You can't see it. Nope. Because your 5 senses pointing this way. No. They can only point if out. You want to go in, you have to close this, close this, close this, close this, and close this. And then you turn on the 6th one. The 6th one pointing this way. So those sounds, anywhere there's a sound, there's a vibration. You can hear that air condition, it vibrating, so it have a sound. The whole universe have a sound. Anywhere there's energy, there's vibration. This is the kind of things we have to function and understand that really happening, but we don't know because nobody teaching us that.
So tomorrow vibration.
I was saying I'm enjoying this. I don't think tomorrow night you should perform. Just give him a stool. Just give him a stool and speak.
Well, it's 50-50. They get his schooling today. Today's the theory. Tomorrow is the practical.
Okay.
Tomorrow we raising the vibes. Tomorrow we raising the vibes. You understand? You're going to get a driving license. You have to do the regulations first and pass that, and then you get to drive.
You get to drive. So tomorrow we driving.
We're driving hard.
So today we bring the third eye up here. Tomorrow the third eye gonna be on the head.
Tomorrow's for the needle eye. Oh, this is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
No, but at least Ole conducting a real good interview, man. Because I go places and people say, so what we can expect? So where we're going on next? Where's song? Nobody trying.
They didn't prep you on this. They didn't tell you get a good interview today.
You see this microphone, and you have airwaves going out to people. That is a power that you have to have responsibility for. You're influencing young people. You're influencing people. You have people's ears. You could do something good with it. You could change one person's life.
If you can change one person, you've made a difference.
That's it. That's all you need to do. You just need to change the person next to you. And it will just start to ripple. Yes, sir. Pass it on. Oh, God. You don't have a joke about that with the yogi teachers about that?
What's that?
Yogi say a big sergeant one day. One of his junior commanders walk up to him, right, and just slap him, bam, And he's like, well, why you slap me? And he started to tell this story about, well, boy, he had slapped a man. He said, I don't know. The other man had slapped me, and he slapped me, and he slapped. And then Rich he said, well, so you slapped me first. So I just decided to, and you passed it on. And that's how it's come back around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Deep things, fellas.
Deep things. Okay, so tomorrow night.
Yeah, man.
What are we doing tomorrow night?
Full clip.
Full clip.
The full clip is here. I'm excited. I mean, my performing my hits these days. Of course, it has some songs that were in here in the last time, but
that's
you
true.
know, the show have a kind of energy that's just flow one song into the other, one song into the other, boom, boom. I try to pack a lot into the time that we have.
Yeah, 'cause last time you did some other people's songs too. You did a little Bob Marley.
Sometimes you do that. Yeah, you know, if I feel to do that tomorrow, I'll do that again.
Okay.
Because I think people like to kind of, you know, sing them things and feel them vibrations.
Because last time you was here, like I said, your catalog is so big.
Yeah, man.
People were like, boy, he didn't sing this.
He didn't sing this one.
He didn't sing this. He didn't sing this.
Well,
he didn't
boy,
sing that.
I know what they want to hear because that's what I'm saying. Me and St.Maarten need a relationship refresher. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they want to hear or what they didn't
want to
hear.
hear Machel. All the big Machel tunes.
Well, I don't know how to put all of them.
When you was a
in
little
there.
boy on that stage back in the day, they want to hear all those Machel tunes.
Whoa! You see, let's have those the most opinionated ones, right? Just want to hear what they want to hear, but they're not the majority.
That's true.
The majority want to get on bad. They ain't have no time to hear I love my country and take me back to Africa. You know?
They want skin out.
Yeah, they want you to keep them moving. And I just have to balance that.
I feel you.
Just have moments in the show where I'll sing something that, you know, that people could listen to and thing, but I don't think I don't know. I just come in with it, man. I come in
so
with
you never, when you do a show, you don't have a set playlist. Every show is different. It's what you feel, your vibe.
It have components that we'll keep playing around and moving around, and some songs will be on the roster, and then some will come off, and some will come back on, and you know, there's come on and come off according to the cycle of how you're going. So I didn't think about it too much because I'm really confident in the fact that when we get out there, we want to give people upwards over an hour plus of just constant jamming.
Did you hear what he said?
Over an hour.
I think it's anywhere between 75 and if they push us up to 90 minutes, we could do.
And if the vibe is really good, we're going 2 hours.
Straight into Juve.
I ain't know about all of that. I ain't know about all of that.
Get it right, the check.
2 hours is for Barclays Center. Back it up. And Barclays Center we do 3 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. And we have some big artists on the show tomorrow too. So you know, it's not all about Machel. Machel is just there to facilitate for all of we to have a good time.
True.
And I come in and definitely, you know, do my thing. Look at that. Spice. I didn't even know Spice was here.
Yeah.
I get into see King James. I don't know if I'll get to see King James. The biggest artist right there.
Yeah.
DJ Outcast. That's my boy.
I'm actually bigger in size.
Come on. Not the physical, the spiritual.
Listen, 2 hours, that's Barclays said.
Yeah. Come on.
Tell me, before you go, somewhere where you've never performed, you would love to perform.
The Arctic, Antarctica.
Melt the ice.
Antarctica.
Make them jump through the ice.
I mean, sliding and we like
Penguins and everything.
Polar bear jockey shorts.
Hey, hi, cool.
Yo, I was so fortunate, man. In the last 5 years or 6 years, I hit Ghana for the return. But before Ghana, I went to China. I couldn't believe China, and there was an island, you know. And we was on this island, and it was a music festival, and they were having an Afrobeat stage, but they invited me. And you know, the Afrobeat music was going on kind of good. I was really worried. They didn't have much people, because everybody was over there listening to Steve Aoki and all the big DJs. Yeah, you know, and they was like, But then when I started performing soca, I could see the Chinese people passing, and they're looking in and like, what is this? And then they'll come and they start watching me, and then in about 5 minutes they're smiling and they jump in. Some of them attempting a wine, but I could see how, you know, hypnotic it could be if we were to push the envelope. And this is what I'm saying: soca music need to concentrate on Africa, India, China,
North Korea.
I'm just see what I mean? You see what I mean? That's what I call devil's advocate. You wanna send me over the DMV?
I'm just
to never come back.
No, they gonna let you back.
It's about the energy. Remember,
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Exactly.
Listeners of the globe, man, we don't know what this music could do. You know what I mean? I just went to Dubai for the first time last year with Wyclef.
Really?
And it was really, really inspirational. These people had no clue who I was or what this was, but they loved it. So it's about, we have to like make some effort to go outside of where we loved or where we known or where we comfortable. You know, but we have to have a crew of artists who should be going there on tour.
On tour. Fact.
So I would love to take it to Antarctica.
Yeah, okay. I did not expect that answer.
I know. Because you see, I on some levels.
Obviously, yes. You said Antarctica.
I want to perform under the lights. Where's called them lights?
The Northern Lights.
The
Northern Lights.
I want to perform where it's 6 months of nighttime.
Yeah.
And we do a show for 24 hours straight, like we just in the night. Come on, it's ideas.
Let me take one phone call. Let me hear. Laser, good afternoon.
I'm trying to get a ticket from this thing, you know.
The man here vibing on high vibration.
We swear you call for some advice, relationship, inspiration.
I just want to win a ticket.
You want to win a ticket?
Give him a ticket.
Yeah.
Sing a Machel song. Sing a Machel song.
Well, to be honest to you, I'll be real with
Hold on. Better you lie, eh? I'm telling you no. I'm telling you, if you're going to be honest and you know you want to win that ticket, better you lie. Talk to me.
Listen, I could listen to something, but not to remember like that. You know?
Where you from?
It's the first time I ever went to one of your shows.
Where you from?
St.Maarten.
What part of St.Maarten?
Boy.
You see what I mean? You're shaky.
We from the back, Orient Bay side.
You're shaky. French or Dutch? Where's that?
French side, he said.
That's French side.
Yeah. All right.
So can you sing a Machel song?
Just make up something.
You gotta make up something.
Give him inspiration for his next song.
Take it slow. That's the only one I can remember that I have on my phone for sure. Take it slow.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. Let's go. Do it. Acapulco.
To be honest with you, boy.
Everybody hear the daga. And when you're falling, oh Lord Father, girl have a child and she can't in the water.
Yeah, that one there.
Don't mix it.
That one there.
And then you can't pay your bills them at all. After night I'm crying in the morning, oh Lord. All I'm saying.
You do it. Yeah, that one there.
Just stop. You see,
He said,
I do that. I give you the alley hoop. I give you the alley hoop. You drop the ball. All I'm saying, careful what you're
doing.
And
listen, yo.
Massive boy, listen.
Bana.
Luke says take it slow.
Bana, 2 lines, 2 words.
You can
Bana.
impossible. You want to take it.
Bana, you want to stay on
But
to.
this is the thing. You see, when you discover new stuff, you want to have an experience from it.
All right.
That what happened to me today.
All right. Okay. You discover new stuff.
New stuff. You understand?
Where you discover it?
Huh?
Where did you discover it? Listening to us today?
Listen to us today because the mix that DJ Oscar put out so much songs that I say, wow, but it's actually sound good. You understand? You know, they got people who don't know, like, for example, they hear something, but they don't know where it's coming from.
You know,
until you want to really experience the whole experience of seeing them perform live and seeing the thing.
I rate your honesty. It means that you were awakened.
Yeah.
And you get conscious and you say, you know what? I want to experience this. All right, so we're giving you the ticket.
Okay.
What's your name?
Supernova, Big Dog.
That is a big dog.
That big dog, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Shame on you, big dog. You know.
Big dog,
No, come on, guys. Listen, if I have native Spanish, I have Spanish in my blood, listen to them whole day. I own a song, Supernova thing.
All right.
So give us a little Dembow freestyle then.
Yeah. That'll tune. Give him 2 tickets. That'll tune right there.
Yeah, big dog. Like yourself tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so it's 2 tickets now.
No, one. No, don't push it.
You should, if you know this radio station by now, you should know not to listen to me.
Listen. The money you was gonna spend to buy your ticket, go and buy it for your catty now.
Yeah.
All right, go and buy and carry a lady and
there
carry
it
her
is.
out.
You
Spend some money.
You could be here before 5.
Me, of course.
Okay, good.
You're going to be right downstairs.
I'll tell the family just to give me a second there on the Tony Radio, man, I'm mistake.
No problem.
Give me a second.
All right, cool.
All right. Thanks for calling. All right, congratulations to my brother, Big Dog. Got himself a ticket. Okay, give me a beat. Give me something for Machel here. Give me a little
for me.
He said for me.
Yeah, for you. Give me a little something now, guys. Before we go. Tomorrow night is going down. Make sure you're in the village. Walichi, anything we can need to know? Skelly, before we go, anything? Tickets still? Tickets is what, $100 now after this interview? After this interview, $100. Tickets gone up. Huh?
Still the same.
Tickets still the same?
Still the same.
$50.
Get your tickets.
So cheap.
Yeah.
Whoa, a 15 minutes more perform tour.
Please tell me we gotta. Please.
St.Maarten, Machel. For them, that's a lot. You know?
True.
He said what?
Whoa.
He said $50.
The kind of hotel and them I see him driving away. Big things are going on in St.Maarten. Yo. So we keep this at the French side.
Wow.
You gotta knock them. You gotta knock them. But that's good. Keep it at 50, please. Let me fold the place and let everybody have a time, right?
Anything else?
Yeah, so you know already tomorrow night gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, we have Machel.
All the dancers.
You know,
Hot.
all the dancers.
The dancers
whole
them
band,
looking.
everything.
Everybody's there.
Everyone keep asking me, Machel going to do a performance like the last time? Or he going to do it the way how Calaboom do always bring the artists, give the vibes. I say, listen, when we bring an artist, it's with our vibes. We don't choose the artist because the energy and the good vibes. And you see the interview? Great interview. Mm-hmm. So you know tomorrow night is our whole vibes. Yeah. And also tomorrow night is Spice. Spice gonna be there.
Scan them.
And Spice Body also. It's Spice.
It's her birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She said.
So Machel gonna sing happy birthday to her.
And watch me and Spice bucket up. We just rip up Atlantic City together too.
Nice.
We've been doing some shows together, so you know, high energy.
So she come in with the whole crew also. Good vibes. She been texting me and telling me, yo, we come in, make sure I have some other friends of I Love Her Hip Hop also gonna be there.
Oh, okay.
She come in because it's she body, so she come in with the whole crew and she's staying a couple of days to enjoy
Probably
St.Maarten.
bringing the camera crew.
You know? So it's gonna be a movie tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's the starting of oualichifestival, and then you know the next day on the French side, with Daju and all the rest. Mm-hmm. And I'm great time.
Don't forget the in between.
Oh God, Juve! Just after
the Juve and the Sunrise.
The people gonna hit me right now. After the concert, everybody know we're going straight down. Juve. This year is chocolate edition. So everywhere, chocolate.
Make the place sticky.
So you see, now I know that I'm not coming to mix matters and mince matters. It's not no big kind of long drawn out concert. It's just, if it's 80 minutes, 75 minutes, it's just boom, boom. It's lay down and stay down. You can't even get up. You get up at Trinity in your head, so back again. Back is just tunes. Yeah,
exactly. That's what the people looking for, because you know they want to get that vibes to hit the road after. You know, straight down, Juve, and you know this time this Juve is a little bit special because as soon you reach back by the village, another concert
again. Concert straight after that.
Straight again.
All right.
We want to see who keep up.
We go to Juve, go be fine. Tomorrow night we go and send that drone up in the air, but we doing Juve will be fine.
Yeah.
And I want to see all hands in the sky. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to get who going in the Juve.
True that.
This is what this is about. This music is not just, you know, it's Spice with dancehall, it's Machel, it's different artists performing, King James local, but then you're getting to go out on the road. So it's an experience.
Exactly.
Man like Big Dog, I don't know how to dress tomorrow. so you know, you don't come out like he trying to come out like a playboy, you have like a short pants or thing. So you go out on the road, when he finish, he say, man, I never had an experience like that. Yeah. It's not a Machel show. It's a whole experience. Yeah, I just play a small big up well.
So, Outcast, we're going to do this before we go. We're going to give Machel a little freestyle here.
Freestyle.
Let's do this like
man.
Brutus.
He can't get away from it.
We ain't new to this, and we went to school for this. It's Laser 101.
So just any rhythm, what we doing?
It's freestyle or freestyle? What are you saying? Freestyle or freestyle?
Both.
You got to get paid.
If it's a freestyle, we gonna pay your fee.
Let's do a little something.
He just play one of my favorite beats, you know. Action. Turn it up. Hey. Here we go. Hey, baby. Yeah. Push your hand.
Okay.
In the sky.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
Why?
Don't ask. You just do. Machel say, I'm coming back here. Hey. Feel away. Them girl them feel away. In oualichifestival when they see Machel a play. Hey. Feel away. Them girl them feel away. They say Machel go come and mash up the whole party. They say, when you're coming back St.Maarten, I don't know who the thing. When you're coming to make them sing, girl dancing all down the ground. Right on the beach we strong. And if you want to play, in the morning we going juve. Oualichi. When you're coming back St.Maarten, all the girl and them balling. Push your hand. But in the sky. Only in the sky.
Yes. Don't ask you why.
Don't ask me why.
Yeah. Also tomorrow you got the tickets, 8 a.m. tomorrow, tickets.
The block party.
Yeah. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Tickets on sale from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. CLT parking lot. I got a bunch of specials going down, so make sure you get your package. Machel, it's been
much
an honor.
respect.
It's been a pleasure. You've been wonderful.
I enjoy myself.
Thank you for the knowledge. Thank
I
you
enjoy myself.
For everything, and just keep doing what you're doing. You are an ambassador for us
man.
as the Caribbean and for soca music, and just take it worldwide.
It is my honor and pleasure. I am very happy that you guys feel that way, but I love what you're doing. Trust me, I know everybody in here. Enough men in here is shutters. Enough men in here is shutters. And we have a role to play, so I'm grateful that, we could talk about it and look forward to good things. Tomorrow night we fetting.
Listen, and next time you're on St.Maarten, not even for a show, just come.
I wish I could come St.Maarten and just kick it.
Just come.
I don't know why they don't invite me. They don't bring me up.
I gonna invite you.
Nothing.
Let
me just chill and see what's going on. Let me go back in some of them clubs over that side. I remember when I had a couple of nights in some clubs here. You know the kind of clubs I'm talking about. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, you have an official invite to come back here, Laser 101, anytime you want. Say
Enough respect.
and enjoy. Thank you for coming through, my brother.
Big up yourself.
Let's go.